been cleaning up the garage, and I may have found something that the Disgruntled Octopus is one of his previous minions. Or something along that. So I'm just going to put the previous minion over there before he finds out that I know about him, and probably no doubt end up like that. If you're new here, I'm Minon J. I work on behalf of the Disgruntled Octopus. That's not the Disgruntled Octopus. He's the line manager. We're still looking for a name for him. I still need to get around to actually putting that in the community page, but thank you for watching. If you're new here, thank you for coming back, putting up with my slice of insanity if you're coming back from a returning viewer as well. So what I'm going to do today, actually a couple of weeks ago, I did put a video out saying that I need some community assistance in regards to how I manage the Skylanders, how I can actually store them, and make the process of picking a lot more streamlined. So what I do find here, primarily with myself, is that I take care of everything for this eBay business, right? So my wife's not too interested in it, like probably a lot of partners of resellers are. My kids aren't interested in it, and I'm not looking to hire employees or VAs. VAs probably wouldn't assist in my business per se, and like I have said before, I could probably bring them into different sourcing elements and all those different things, but I'm trying to be in-house as much as possible, I suppose, from that way. What I am doing, and I will talk about today in this video as well, I've got a side project going on, and that's primarily because I've kind of sorted out a resolution for this, not necessarily one that's in line with the people that in the community. I know Mike was probably the closest to something that I probably would undertake for the Skylanders. His suggestion was basically, if I've got Crusher here, currently I've probably got about 50, 60 of these characters, right? So his suggestion was to basically bring 5 out, so put in the variation listing that I currently have 5. Then for the rest of the Crushers, other than, just keep the 5 in the box, which will reduce the, the amount of characters in that box, and obviously do this across to all the characters, not just Crusher, and put those other characters somewhere else, and then refill as we go. So on the shelves, you may only have 5 of each character instead of 2 tubs or 3 tubs or 4 tubs. Looking across there, you'll only have maybe 2 tubs, which is limited characters in the sense that the quantity, because what I do find, and as you could probably see in these ones here, is they're actually really, really, really chock-a-block. So when I take them out, I'm going to try and take one out. Where am I? They are completely put to the to the rim, full of characters. And it makes it infinitely easier and infinitely difficult depending on which character it is. If I've got one character that I've got 700 of, it makes it infinitely easier because there's a good chance that it's sitting on top of the bucket. If it's, and what I found earlier is that if it's one character that I've got stock, and generally what happens over the course of time, it falls down to the bottom of the bucket. I'm either going to have to grab the bucket, bring it inside, tip it out, go through it, pick the character up and put it away. So how I'm getting around this is that, and I have spoken about Riley before, my son. He's actually in the process of looking for a part-time job at the moment. He's quite vehemently against working for me for some reason. I'm not too sure. I think he romanticizes about working for a fast food joint or Kmart, opposed to doing very, very, very easy work for me and probably getting paid a lot more. So what I say we've negotiated as more of a one-way conversation is that he's going to do a pick list. So I've downloaded the eBay application onto his iPad. Every day he gets home from school, just say hypothetically gets home about 3:30 every day from school, he's going to come in here, he'll pick the orders in accordance with his iPad, and he'll put them in little groups on the dining table for me, which gives me an opportunity to get them, obviously cross-reference to make sure he's doing the right ones, put them in their boxes and process and send them off from that way. I normally on general spend, including procrastination time, including, obviously choose your own adventures, going on a quest when I'm doing this, spend maybe an hour a day packing, primarily because of all the different, processes and crap that's, into that as well. So what I have told him is that, his job is to do that. So he will be paid $100 a week to basically do my orders. So some days there may be only 1 or 2 orders, or alternatively, some days there may be hundreds of orders. I don't think it's that much, but on average, it's probably about 5 to 15 orders a day. I tend to sell higher value items, in the sense that, you know, I don't particularly, these aside, right? And I have said numerous times before, is a lot of Skylanders are $1.99 plus post. So my orders, even though that I've got 15 or 20 orders per se, it may be 28 characters or 30 characters, which is not unheard of in my selling for these guys. So like I said, for me to cut back and focus on other parts of my business and other ventures that I'm looking into, and I will be speaking about that today, he's going to help me out. Give him $100. That's probably more, just say if he's being paid, you know, 5 hours, that's probably 6 to 7 hours working at a retail store like Kmart, or probably closer to 8 or 9 hours working at Hungry Jack's or Burger King or KFC, McDonald's, and all those different things. So infinitely better working conditions, and really depends on how quickly he does it. He is quite thorough, so I don't expect any stuff ups and all those different things. He will grumble in the sense that he doesn't want to do it straight away, but he will come around to it once he gets his initial $100. He's quite big into anime, quite big into collectibles and all those different things. Really, really, really big into an anime called Solo Leveling at the moment. And coincidence would have it, a Funko competitor has just brought out a Solo Leveling line, and guess what? He doesn't have any money. So that was my edge point into getting him to basically come on board and say, hey, look, buddy, every Thursday I'll give you $100. I don't particularly care what you do with it. You know, if you want to spend it, you want to save it, you want to buy your manga books, you want to buy your action figures and all those different things, go for gold. So will over the course of time become more extrinsically motivated, which means he just wants money. But what I'm going to do to, I suppose, develop this kind of working relationship with him is the sense he was a bit apprehensive because he doesn't know. I did ask him if he wants to do it. I don't know, and all these different things. So his apprehension came from is that the unknown, right? He doesn't know how to do it. So I came in with him today to basically bring his iPad in. I gave him a bucket, which I don't have on me at the moment. Yeah, just got him to pick out the orders one by one, even though that it was labor intensive in the sense that you had to pull the characters out, walk them back to the kitchen table, one order at a time. As he progresses, as he gets better, as he knows more, he'll be able to stack orders and go from that way. And eventually he will get them prepared. So he'll put them in the boxes. I will still check the boxes and make sure that it's still good. But like I said, that will infinitely save me more and more time to do other ventures. So I am in the process of building a side project. And I have said before is that reselling can only get you so far. Case in point, like Tekken Sports, he's got his own Facebook membership group and all these different things, which probably breaks in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month, which is outstrips his reselling. So, and I have said before is that if you do want to progress, and this is very similar to what his talking points as well, is that you need to take that next step, reinvest your funds into other business ventures and all these different things. So I am creating a top secret business venture. I am in the process of the grounding phase at the moment, obviously the research phase, and those that watched the channel before numerous times do probably resonate in the sense that I do a lot of research. To the point of obsession. I'll make sure that there's no competitors or very limited competitors in this particular, I won't say niche, but more subset or this angle. There is without giving too much away, there is a product, I suppose, niche out there for what I'm looking at. However, it doesn't cater for what I'm angling at. So that's my looking. I'm in the process of drafting and engaging with graphic designers and artists and all these different things to get this project off the floor. What I'll do from there is once I've got what they call it, a prototype or a mock-up, I will start engaging with people in Grumpy Granny's Discord. So if you do want to be considered for being part of my social experiment or my experiment full stop, make sure you jump into Grumpy Granny's Discord, and I'm pretty sure that she's got the link on her videos and all those different things. So what I will be doing over the course of the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months is starting to pad it out from a social media perspective as well, and we will be talking about that in future videos. Once I solidify the name and the slogan and all these other things that go into play with this particular product, I will start filtering more and more and more out there. However, it does cater to resellers, it does cater to business people. It's not a course, it's not a Facebook group. Well, there will be a Facebook group attached to it, but it's not going to be a paid group. But like I said, it's going to be a product that's currently marketed to an underserved market. And we will be discussing that. And like I said, I do need some guinea pigs to run it through its stances and obviously see how it plays out from that way. So like I said, jump into Grumpy Granny's group. I will be looking for some guinea pigs or some people that are happy to trial it for me, see if it works, give me some feedback, and we can go from that way. And we'll see how it all plays out. I'm really excited about this stuff, and it's something that I wouldn't have had the time to do because, like I said, that I'm currently on a contract with my work. I'm on a 12-month contract, which suits me to the ground. I'm not locked into something where I don't want to be. I'm not locked into something that I don't want to do. I did have, a low-level altercation on Friday, which kind of made me think, I don't necessarily want to be in an environment where I'm not the one calling the shots, if that makes sense. That I'm quite, egotistical, not egotistical, but kind of to the point where I'd rather have my product and have my, my reputation on the line from that way, opposed to trying to actually provide assistance or trying to do something than to be kind of shot down because it doesn't really align with what other people do, which is perfectly fine. There's no issue with that. However, like I was saying, being on a contract, it gives me a very finite period of time to work towards a launch for this thing. So I dare say that if I'm preparing it now, it's probably going to launch in the next couple of months. I will do some beta testing. I will do all these different things to see community feedback and go from that way as well, to bring it in just to see how it's all playing out, see what people are thinking of it, what if it's engaging, if it's assisting, and all those different things. And I need to obviously put it through its paces just to see if it works. But without Riley's assistance in regards to picking the orders, packaging them eventually, and probably sending them off and taking care of that component, I still will do the listing, I still will do the sourcing, I still do all those different things. However, like I said numerous times, I want to get to the point where the product comes to me, which it does for the most part. I check it, Ava tests it. I give her a little bit of money for Roblox or Minecraft now. She's into Minecraft, she wants Minecraft money. Just pay her from that way. Then I'm just basically in charge of quality control and quality assurance in the sense that the characters work and the characters are complete to my standard. Then I'm changing the numbers. So I am looking at playing into board game space. I'm probably going to start moving out of the lesser niches for me, like Lego. I have spoken about that in previous videos. I've really lost interest and the market's not there where I want it to be. There's too many competitors for cut price profit margins. I'm looking at, quite a substantial money return, especially with the Skylanders, right? These really, for the most part, cost maybe $1, less than $1 each, sometimes 50 cents, sometimes 10 cents, sometimes $20, $30, depending on the character. But the average cost of goods from Flipwise, which is a software I use, works out to be about 23 cents per Skylander. So if I'm selling it for $2 each, they probably aren't the ones I want to be selling. However, once I sell them in mass quantities, like I sold them about 20 or 30 at a time, the bigger price characters as well. I did sell one this morning to Brazil, which was Wildstorm, which is a $400 character just by the figure himself. However, I did cancel that order. I reached out to the buyer and said, hey, look, I can't send it to you. I've had nothing but troubles with Brazil in regards to their customs, and the laws will not let you import or export, for my case, toys. So anything toys related, even though they're technically toys, right? But they're electronics, or there's something along the lines of that. Brazil does not let you take those into the country. I'm not too sure why. I don't particularly care. It's their prerogative from that way. I did tell the buyer if he can get a customs exclusion, he's more than welcome to come back and purchase the item. But I don't want to leave a $400 item in limbo, because I did have some Joy-Cons that from your Nintendo Switch that I sold in April last year arrive last Monday because I went to Brazil, got rejected. And what happens when, when items get rejected? They go the most economical means back. So in the sense it's free for you. However, they might be waiting for a plane, or they might be waiting for a boat, all these different things. So for maybe 10 months, going on 11 months for these Joy-Cons to come back, I'm not willing to do that for a $400 character, just on the off chance that it slips through custom. So I'm willing to refund that person for his order. It's quite a sought after character. It's quite in demand. So I probably will get that $400. It's just waiting for the right buyer to come along. So like I said, is that I have put exclusions for countries onto my business policy, so I'm not too sure how this slipped through. It could have possibly been when I revised them a couple of weeks ago, turning Canada back on. It may have glitched and taken everything off, I'm not too sure, but I do need to go back in there as well. So I would strongly suggest, if you are selling internationally, look at the different areas you can send to. So if you primarily, if there's a war or there's civil unrest or there's something going on, I would strongly suggest excluding that area for doing all these different things, because as we've seen countless times through other people's videos, is that eBay doesn't necessarily support the seller. The buyer will complain that they haven't received the item. And in a case of Tory, with his Lego set, eBay will just strip money out of your account and say, too bad, it's your job to go chase the money back. In Tory's case, it was quite good in the sense that the buyer was, good or genuine and gave him his money back through PayPal. But like I said, you do run the gambit, or you do run the risk of, the item getting held up in customs and not coming back for 10 months. I actually forgot about these Joy-Cons. So it goes to show you what kind of length of time that they came back. So I don't remember if I refunded the buyer, but possibly I could have. I'm not too sure, but I will need to go back through my records and check that, and possibly charge them back up, see if they work, and resell them again just before the Switch 2 comes out. But like I was saying, I'm going to get this all done. I said in the last video, I am in the process of getting rid of all the manga. So Boris is currently looking after the manga for me, and I will be getting majority, if not all of it, gone. So probably 99.9% of the manga will be going. Like I said before, it's $2 a book. If you're in the Canberra region, you do want to get into manga. It's probably really good. One of those niches you probably constantly need to get into for listings and all those different things. So I'll sell you $2 a book. The minimum probably $11 plus postage, or probably up to the $60, $70. There are some books in there go for about $70 or $80. But like I said, it's because I don't really delve into manga anymore. I have no interest in it. I'm not sourcing it, not relisting those categories. I don't sell similar. I don't end and sell similar, which is obviously hurting in that way. So reach out and I'll clear out the manga. I'm not selling individual books. I had some people reach out before and say, hey, look, would you sell, a couple of books, 5 or 10 books, and, probably wanting the higher value books. It's not the way it's going to work. It's basically you take everything or you take nothing. So you take the good with the bad, but at $2 a book, you are not going to lose money, I can tell you right now. There's probably a couple of hundred books there. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. I will provide some more cryptic updates on the community page. I will provide some cryptic updates in regards to Leanne. I do really want to engage with some IP people and lawyers and stuff like that. Get the copyrights. I've got to talk to the graphic designers. I need to talk to all these different things that go into the motions into play with this one. To be brutally honest, ChatGPT has been a lifesaver because I just asked it a question. I'm looking at doing this business. What do I need to consider? And it just brings up all these different things. And I'm like, this is fantastic. Then I'm constantly doing, I am doing it in the theme of the Disgruntled Octopus. So the Disgruntled Octopus is the basis for the humor and for the audience of this particular product. It's not merchandise, don't worry. Which is primarily what ChatGPT's told me to do, which is fantastic. So ChatGPT has given me that angle to say, hey, look, you really, really, really need to, focus on your Disgruntled Octopus, the humor, the audience that already exists for this particular channel. Because what it did is it actually asked me for my YouTube channel. It went back and, well, according to it went through all my videos, or the relevant videos. It told me what points to focus on, what humor. It gave me a list of catchphrases and all those different things. It's kind of like manage the chaos, dominate your day, which is fantastic, which is probably going to be the key line of what I'm actually using. So that's coming down range. So let me know in the comment section below what you kind of think regarding Riley doing all my stuff in here. Like I said, he's going to be paid quite handsomely for this, and hopefully he does well. I don't think he won't. Like I said, he is quite thorough. There are some characters that are very similar but have subtle differences, which I have said before, in the sense that that's why he's putting them aside, just to make sure he's good to go from that way. But anyway, we'll leave it there for another video. But thank you very much for sticking around if you already have. Let me know in the comment section below if you've got any questions, or you want to be considered to be my guinea pig. Like I said, just jump into Leanne's Discord, and there will be some target audiences that I'll be looking at, and I'll leave it at that. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.